Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, can someone remind us the last thing we took last time? Can someone remind us of what we last took? What we've last taken? Yes? Anyone? What are we going to talk about today? Anyone remembers?
Miss
Yes.
Maryam.
Yes, Maryam.
I think the last thing that how some words can be translated to different meanings in different situations. For example, the word shorta. Sometimes we translate it as a police, and sometimes as men in blue, and sometimes as a thel.
Excellent.
Right?
Excellent. Yes, good. And what are we going to take today? We said that today's lecture is very important. Why is today's lecture very important?
Miss Serene.
Yes, Reem.
Because we're going to talk about what skills a translator should have.
Excellent. And most importantly, we're going to talk about how we can actually translate, or what we do when we actually translate. We said that for beginners, for newbies in the field of translation, they should go through certain steps before starting the process of translation, right? We said that they should read the text, and if it is long, they should skim it. If it's short, they should check it in detail. They should read about the text if this is a new topic, because they need to familiarize themselves with what terms are used in this particular uh, field or this particular topic. They should look at similar documents. Here, when we talk about the translation of news, you need to know what kind of style translators of news do or have, or what kind of style reporters have when they write authentic texts in the target language. Also, this could happen when we translate legal documents. You're going to need to look at the style of an authentic legal text in order to try to imitate the language, imitate the style it has, and so on. Should also keep looking for equivalence to make sure that you've got the correct uh, term in the target language. And then you start the actual translation. And once you're done, you edit and proofread. And then you read the text. And we said that the first step, which is read the text, is you read the source text. And the last step, when you read the text, you read the target text. I think we discussed these, right? We mentioned this and this. Okay. There are so many dictionaries in the world, especially now that we have the internet. So you need to make sure that you check a suitable dictionary, a good dictionary, a trusted dictionary. Does this mean there are dictionaries that aren't, let's say, official? Yes, there are so many dictionaries that are made by the public, can be edited by the public, can be changed by the public, so they're not always accurate. There are so many good dictionaries that you can use, and we're going to mention a couple of tricks, a couple of things you can do while translating. And now we begin. And I need to emphasize the importance of what we're going to say. And please keep your note next to you and your pen and write down everything that I say and isn't in the slides, because we're going to talk about the actual aspect of, or the practical aspect of translation. Now this website is excellent because it gives you it's basically an Arabic dictionary, but it offers you other languages as well. As you can notice, it gives you Arabic English dictionary, Arabic Spanish, so on. And most importantly, more importantly, it gives you Arabic to Arabic dictionary. Am I going to need an Arabic to Arabic dictionary? Yes, and we're going to see that while translating and while practicing, that so often you're going to turn to an Arabic to Arabic a dictionary or an English to English dictionary. And you're going to need to look for synonyms because sometimes there are two words that have the same meaning, they have the same semantics, they give the same meaning, but when they're put in a particular sentence, in a particular environment, they don't give the same meaning. Now, if I say طويل, طويل has two meanings, long and tall, right? And when I say long and when I say tall, to me, as an Arabic speaker, I'm going to understand that what is meant in both words, length. I'm talking about length, طول. The problem is I have, let's say, رأيت رجلا طويلا. Now, in this case, I'm going to look up the word طويل, and I'm going to find long, and I'm going to find tall. How am I going to choose which one to use? I'm going to need an English to English dictionary. Why? Because, again, I need to know which one suits the context I have here. And this is one of the problems I find when I correct other people's translations. They don't know how to use or how to choose, not how to use, how to choose the correct word that fits the context they have. So I'm going to tell you how you look up certain words when you don't know, when you don't already know the distinction between the two. For example, I already know that some words come with long and other words come with tall. I know that we have a tall building, but long hair. I already know that, so I don't need to do this. I don't need to do the search. But there are so many words that you may come across and you don't know. And in this case, it's not enough to find the word. And I'll explain. I need to look up the word طويل. I find tall and long. I realize that I need to use tall. That's it? خلاص? No, there's another step that you should do. And that is, the context you have is رجل طويل. After you find the word tall, you choose the word tall, you go and search on the internet, on Google or any other search engine, you write tall man. And then you see if you find any results or not. If you find results for tall man as a collocation, as two words coming together, then you've chosen the correct translation. If not, then you need to keep looking. Okay? What words you can ask the search engine? You can ask Google. What words come with man to indicate height? إيش الكلمات اللي بتيجي مع كلمة رجل وتدل على الطول؟ Why do I do this? Because again, I need to make sure that I chose the right word in my translation. I'm going to give you an example that I came across today while editing someone else's translation. The original text said, هذا صرح معطاء. صرح معطاء. And this person translated. Now, what does it mean, صرح معطاء? إيش يعني صرح معطاء? It means this is a good place, a giving place, a place that is well established and tries to help people. It gives people something. Now, كلمة صرح في اللغة العربية إيش دلالاتها؟ تدل على شيء عظيم، شيء كويس، شيء كذا. لكن هل هو المقصود البناء الحقيقي؟ الصرح الحقيقي؟ الحجارة الحقيقية؟ لا طبعا، هنا جاءت مجازا. فكيف كان مترجمها؟ I'm gonna show you the word. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
We do.
Let me just remember the word. Was it yeah, so he used the word edifice, edifice, a giving edifice. There is absolutely no such thing in English that is called an edifice or a giving edifice, because edifice in its literal meaning, it means a big building. See, this is an edifice. Can you see my screen?
You are not sharing the right screen.
You're not, okay, you can't see my screen. Hold on. New share. You're looking at my Microsoft point. Okay, so this is an edifice. It's a huge building. It's a sarh. Now, in the context, did the original author mean this? No, he didn't mean this. Okay, so why did this person make this mistake? Because he or she looked up the word sarh. The first word that came to him was edifice, so he used edifice. Okay, what should he have done? He should have looked up the context. And I want you to write this down, and I want you to remember this wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever piece you translate. We don't just look up the meaning of words, we look up the words inside the context. We need to make sure that the words we use are used in this particular context. And I'll give you an example. If a farmer wants to plant a certain type of trees, he wouldn't just go to the market and pick any seed that comes before him. No, he would know the soil he has, and then he would buy seeds that may be planted in this soil, that can be planted in this soil. Okay? So he doesn't just randomly buy any seeds that he comes across. No, he chooses carefully the seeds that suit the environment, the land he has. Now, when you translate, think of the dictionary as your market. You don't buy whatever comes in front of you. No, you choose the words that fit your context. So number one, you look up the words meaning. Number two, you check if the word you used is also used in the target language the same way it was used in the source language. Okay? Now, this dictionary again is excellent for the reasons I mentioned, and another reason is that you can specify the field that you're looking in. For example, I'm translating a legal document, okay? So when you use this and look for certain words, you can choose, I'm gonna show you, you can choose what genre you're looking for. So let's see, you can see my Google, can you see my Google?
We
Yes.
do.
Yes, yes.
So you see here, you can choose the topic or the general topic that you're translating. So here, for example, he would look for this word in legal context, or in military context, or in media context. Okay, so that's why again this dictionary is important. Okay, now we move to our next slide. Reverso translation is excellent in the same sense. You don't write your entire sentence here. It's useful when you look for words or terms that are found in a particular field, medical field or political field or so on. Basically, it gives you equivalence. That's why it's good. It gives you equivalence. It's not a dictionary. It's more like it gives you the word in context. Again, this is important, the context. You look up a word and he shows you, or it shows you this word in what context it appears. Uh, this site is also equally important because again it gives you context. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you. Okay. Okay. Now let's say I want to see مثلا الجمعية العامة. It gives you the suggested translations, and then it gives you the context where you would find these words. For example, وتنفيذ مختلف قرارات الجمعية العامة. أنا بدي هذه الجمعية العامة مش أي جمعية تانية موجودة في الدنيا، اللي هي الجمعية العامة تاعت هيئات الأمم المتحدة. ممتاز، هي هاي اللي أنا بدي إياها. إيش طلعت؟ General Assembly. So it gives you where you can find this particular word, this particular term, and it gives you more examples to use. Now, I'll give you another example. Let's say I write تيار. These are all possible translations, and here it gives you it gives you context. Now look at the first one. ومع المعدات الغالية وانقطاع التيار المتكرر. هنا إيش قصده بالتيار المتكرر؟ التيار اللي أنا بدي إياه إيه؟ إيش بده يكون معناه؟ عن إيش بيحكي؟
كهرباء.
ممتاز. إيش ترجمها؟ frequent power interruptions. تمام؟ طيب نشوف هنا. نحو القارة الأمريكية والتيارات الدافئة النابعة من خط الاستواء متجهة نحو البحر. It's talking about currents. طب هنا مختلف تيارات تمويل البرنامج الإنمائي. funding streams. See what I mean? It changes. Although it is one word, its equivalent differs depending on the context, depending on the target language, how it's used in the target language. تمام؟ طب هل هذا معناه إنه اللغة العربية ضعيفة بما إنه نفس الكلمة جاءت بمعاني مختلفة في اللغة الإنجليزية؟ بنقول لا. الآن اللغة العربية أو الإنجليزية بشكل عام ممكن تكون كلمة واحدة باللغة العربية لها أكثر من معنى باللغة الإنجليزية، أو كلمة باللغة الإنجليزية ولها أكثر من معنى باللغة العربية. وهذا لا يضر باللغة، بمعنى كون اللغة العربية بتقدر تغطي أكثر من معنى بكلمة واحدة، هذا شيء جيد مش سيء. تمام؟ وبنفس الوقت برضو العكس صحيح، إنه لو كان في تنوع في المفردات برضو هذا بيجعل اللغة غنية. يعني كون اللغة تستخدم كلمة واحدة في أكثر من سياق لا يقلل من قيمتها. وكمان لو كان في مفردات مختلفة، تمام، برضو إيش بزيد، يعني عادي بزيد في قيمتها. يعني ما بيأثر، يعني مش إنه هذه صفة فقط للغة الإنجليزية، إنه اللغة الإنجليزية كلمة واحدة تعطي أكثر من معنى في العربي. لا، برضو العربي ممكن كلمة واحدة تأتي بأكثر من معنى. ككلمة مثلا عين، عين تأتي بالعين، تأتي بجاسوس، تأتي ب spring ينبوع.
مركز.
عفوا، حد حكى إشي؟
مركز العين.
إيش قصدك؟ إنه
يعني كلمة عين تيجي بمعنى مركز، أظن هيك قصدها.
مش عارفة عاد إذا بتيجي بمعنى مركز. عين الشيء يعني مركزه، ممكن. تمام؟ وضحت الفكرة يا جماعة؟ تمام؟ ماشيين معي؟
تمام.
تمام.
طب تمام، هلا ضايل الدقيقتين، فأنا بدي اللهم صل على محمد، بدي أفصل عشان نبدأ في واحد جديد من غير ما لحظة هيك يفصل معنا. أوكي؟ حبعت لكم الآن الرابط الجديد.